If you can see this video, then it means you are on the leading edge of consciousness. Now think about it. There are billions of people on the planet that are completely asleep to who they really are at a deeper level. They are not aware that they are spiritual beings having temporary human experiences. And because there's so many people that are in the process over the next 10, 15, 20, 100 years are going to be waking up, you have woken up already, because you can only perceive of that which you are the vibration of. And most likely, I'm going to guess that earlier on in life, you went through a lot of pressure that created for you the pressure cooker that had you eventually have a spiritual awakening. Maybe in the moment when you were a kid, the childhood trauma, the things you experienced didn't make a lot of sense. But it led you, it created the pressure and led you to having the awareness that there may be more than what you can physically see with your senses. It may have gotten you to a place to where you started to question the things that were happening in your reality. Started to question why you only learned certain things when you were growing up, question why you weren't aware of certain things prior. I know when I went through my awakening in 2012, I learned meditation. It completely transformed my life. I just learned how to observe my thoughts. It was nothing that special. I'd observe them, not try to control them, and then all of a sudden I started to feel completely different. I'm like, why didn't I learn this earlier in school? Why did I learn the Pythagorean theorem or whatever, but I didn't learn how to meditate? Why did I learn a whole bunch of things I don't use now, but I didn't learn how to do taxes or anything else that you do in reality? When I look back now, I can see that everything I went through in my past led me to eventually waking up. Now, one thing that I had to do, and maybe the message for you here today, is there comes a point in time when you have to recognize that if you didn't go through all the crazy stuff you did in your childhood, you wouldn't be here watching this video right now with the awareness that you are an eternal spiritual being living a temporary human experience, and that you came here to make a difference in the world. And if you question that, I'm not saying you need to make videos, YouTube videos tomorrow or anything, but what I am saying is remember, there are billions of people on the planet that are still asleep. And the process, why we came here, one of the main reasons we came here may be to wake up in this reality, because one of the challenging parts of the third density reality that we live in, one of the challenging parts is that in this reality, we forget who we are so that we can go through the process of literally remembering who we are. This is something that the Law of One talks about. This is something that Dolores Cannon talks about in thousands of hypnotherapy sessions of people from all over the world, none of which knew each other. They all said something very similar. I came here, the soul said, the higher self said, I came here to be a part of the shift in consciousness that's happening on the planet. I heard the call. Do you hear the call? Did you hear the call maybe before you came here? What is shared in the Dolores Cannon material is that there was a call that was put out that said that basically after the atomic bomb landed, that the rule is with our reality. Let's get a little esoteric here. Apparently the rule is with our reality, according to Dolores Cannon and the Law of One. It says we're allowed to do free will within our world. But what happens is when we start doing things that affects other reality systems, like an atomic bomb that went off back in the day, that doesn't just affect our reality, not just like the millions of people that were incinerated in a second, not just the free will of that collective consciousness, but also that rippled out and touched other reality systems. We're all connected. Now the rule is, you can do what you want here, you forget who you are to remember who you are, but you can't do that and it affect other reality systems that are very far away, because that ripple out does affect in a negative way. So what it says happened is that there was a call that was put out that said, Earth needs help. We are going to destroy ourselves if we don't change something. So what happens is there's many souls that are eternal spiritual beings, probably in other reality systems where you can instantly do magical stuff like in Harry Potter and stuff like that. But the idea is there were souls that have been here in the past, maybe certain lifetimes long ago, that felt a love and a connection with Mother Earth, that then said, we hear the call. Mother Gaia needs help. And what happens then, we heard the call, we decided to come here, and we knew it was going to be hard. We knew we were going to forget who we are so then we could remember who we are. And we knew it was going to be challenging. But we also knew that this was about us all coming together in this life to go through this transformation together, to wake up to who we are. And as we wake up, because here's the thing, there's a certain control faction that's been on the planet for a long time. There are people on the planet that know that if you keep people in a lower vibrational state of consciousness, they're much easier to control. Rockefeller, you ever heard of Rockefeller? What he said was, I don't want a world of thinkers. I want a world of workers. Why? People start thinking, that's a little dangerous for the system. People might start to understand their own power. They may remember that they're more powerful than just working some 9-to-5 job they hate to keep up a system and to stay on the freaking hamster wheel that keeps them funneling their energy into something they're not passionate about. Now, the thing is you might say, why don't the aliens just land if there's really higher dimension of all this stuff? Why? Because there's free will here, and we came here to learn through the game of life. We came here to play according to the rules of this reality. One of the rules, you forget who you are to remember who you are. So we said, okay, I'm going to do that. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. Honestly, I'm going to offload. It's going to sound crazy. I'm going to offload a lot of childhood trauma shit earlier on in life so that I can go through a spiritual awakening earlier. And then what happens, you go through that, and you're like, why did I go through it? And then you realize, oh, it led to my spiritual awakening. And you're here now, and the thing you might have to do now is step into a new aspect of yourself that understands you came here to express your gifts. You came here to make a difference, maybe even just by you being you. Creating art, whatever you do. Express yourself more, because in the expression is the impression you were able to put on the universe, into reality. I had to eventually work my 9-to-5 job and then say, you know what? I've got to step into leadership. I got to step into this new version of myself. And as I did, it completely transformed my life. You have the ability to reframe what things mean in your life. This larger vision of consciousness can be very empowering for you. But you have to take ownership of what things mean. That's one of the things about our reality that we may have forgotten. Things have no meaning other than the meaning we give it. Your childhood trauma in the past, we can continue to give it negative meaning. Guess what? It will continue to have a negative effect on your life. Or you could see, hey, it led to my spiritual awakening. It was beneficial in that way. It led me to step into my power. One time I was working my 9-to-5 job. I got talked down to so much, got brought into an office with the department manager, the store manager, and the HR manager. They wanted me to watch a 5-minute video of me on my phone where we could see what I was scrolling through on Instagram. They wanted to really wire it in that you shouldn't have been on your phone. So after a minute, I said, okay, I get the point. You can write me up. I know you're going to write me up. They said, no, we want to let it sink in for you. Just sit here in awkwardness with us 3 people talking down to you while you watch this, even though someone was still on the sales floor when that happened. I'm kind of making excuses, but it wasn't. Everyone does what I did, and it was so slow in retail that it was just ridiculous that they were being so talking down about it. But guess what? I could have gave that meaning, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough. Instead, I said, you know what? I'm going to start making videos. I'm going to get out of this and start to become who I actually came here to be. At any moment, you can make a new choice about who you are, but taking ownership, taking massive action has completely transformed my life. Because I realized I didn't come here to play small. I came here to make an impact. And I know that the people that follow my content, the people that are watching this video right now, also came here to make an impact. You are on the leading edge of consciousness. You are on the leading edge, and you've woken up now. It's time to start giving your gifts out to the world. It's time to start expressing the real you. Stop hoarding your gifts and playing small because you're afraid to break out. The fear is going to be there. You have to move through it. The fear doesn't mean don't take a step in that direction. The fear means you're about to have a breakthrough. You're going to redefine yourself. I recently did a 150-person live event here in Sedona. I have a 300-person live event in LA coming up August 11th, 12th, and 13th. And every time I do an event, it expands my sense of comfort zone. I get more comfortable on stage. I feel better. It's like I start to feel high and enjoy it versus before where I'd get all nervous. Because fear is something that transforms as you expand your identity. Now, by the way, if you want to join the LA Live event, it's 3 days to a higher vibrational you. We're going to be doing guided meditation practices. We'll be doing different type of breathwork practices. We're going to be doing group manifestation practices. There'll be a lot of group work. It's very transformative. So if you want to meet your soul tribe, if you want to do transformative work that transforms you from the inside out, join. Now's the time to join that for the early bird special. It's going away soon. Click the link in the link in bio, click the link below to join. And other than that, realize you came here to be a leader. You came here to lead this way by you remembering who you are to then express your gifts out in the world. That's your message of the day. Stop playing small and start being who you really came here to be. So, if you want more daily videos, maybe not daily videos like this, but weekly things like this, let me know. Maybe I'll do like a message of the week like this. That's just kind of like casual like this and kind of raw and unfiltered. Other than that, I hope to see you in LA. That's the next live event coming up soon. Other than that, peace, much love, namaste.